top accolade African news updates. I am Soibifa Jagrich. Zimbabwe opposition politician and former MP Job Sikhala is finally a free man after a record 595 days on pretrial remand. A Harare magistrate has sentenced Sikhala and his co-accused MP Godfrey Sithole to a 2-year wholly suspended term for 5 years. Sithole was granted bail after 5 months on remand. They were both convicted of inciting public violence. Sikhala's lawyer say they will appeal against the conviction at the High Court. He was arrested in June 2022 and charged with encouraging the violence that followed the discovery of the dismembered body of Citizens Coalition for Change (CCC) activist Mo Blessing Ali in a well 3 weeks after she went missing. The news triggered violence in Ali's Chitongwiza neighborhood, some 30 kilometers, that is 19 miles south of Harare, the capital. Sikhala, who was the Ali family lawyer, was accused of having used social media to encourage the violence. He denied the charge, convicting the duo. The trial magistrate said evidence showed that Sikhala, then a member of parliament, and Sithole were responsible for the violence. The court granted Sithole bail after 5 months in remand, but Sikhala's several applications for bail failed. This fed rumors that Sikhala was a victim of persecution by the state. He said he had been arrested more than 60 times without a single conviction. Sikhala's legal woes are, however, far from over. According to his lawyer, he is still facing charges of disorderly conduct, inciting violence, and publishing falsehoods. Niger's junta has expelled 15 members of the European Union's Capacity Building Mission (EUCAP), according to the country's Interior Minister, Brig Gen Mohamed Touamba. The individuals had returned to Niamey on various flights on 24th January without informing the government. He confirmed they were ejected from Niger days later on 26th January. Niger has been ruled by a junta since July, when officers seized power from democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum soon after the EU announced measures to impose sanctions on the junta leaders. According to Niger, the EUCAP mission, comprising 120 security officers helping to bolster Niger's forces, was terminated in December after more than a decade of working together. The junta has indicated its intention to downgrade military ties with European countries, diversifying links with countries such as Russia and Iran. Niger's anti-Western rhetoric has also raised questions about the future of US troops stationed at a drone base in the northern city of Agadez. The bodies of 2 UN peacekeepers killed in the disputed region of Abyei along South Sudan's border with Sudan have been flown back home. The Ghanaian and Pakistani peacekeepers from the United Nations Interim Security Force for Abyei were killed in separate incidents following recent intercommunal clashes, according to the UN. On Saturday, 52 people were killed, including the Ghanaian peacekeeper, when armed youth launched attacks in different parts of Abyei. The UN said after 64 people were seriously wounded in the process. Later on Sunday, a convoy transporting some of those injured on Saturday's attack was ambushed, killing the Pakistani peacekeeper. A ceremony attended by the leaders of the 9 chiefdoms of Abyei was held in honor of the 2 before their bodies were flown home. UNISFAR said it condemned the attacks on their peacekeepers and that this could constitute a war crime under international law. There have been continued clashes between local communities in Abyei over land and resources, with fear that the ongoing war in Sudan could spill into the region. Both Sudan and South Sudan have claimed the oil-rich Abyei but agreed on temporary administrative agreements in a 2011 deal. However, the two sides have been accused by human rights activists of going against the agreements. Abyei currently remains under the protection of UN peacekeeping troops. The African Union (AU) has declared its deep regrets over the decision this weekend by military regimes in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to pull out of the West African Regional Bloc (ECOWAS). Those three nations accused ECOWAS of posing a threat to their sovereignty. They had all been founding members when ECOWAS was set up almost 50 years ago. In a statement on Tuesday from Moussa Faki Mahamat, the AU's Commission chairperson, calls on regional leaders to intensify the dialogue between ECOWAS leadership and the three aforementioned countries. Nigeria has also rebuked Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger for leaving ECOWAS, saying they were of letting their people down by quitting the group. That is the size of top accolade African news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Wednesday.